Welcome to the Bare Bones Podcast. You bunch of complete slacks. You really must be bored. Let's all hear Alex talking some shit. The Bare Bones Podcast.
Well, how you getting on? We're back with the next installation. Been a couple of weeks since I've been on, and that's fine. I haven't got to do this if I don't want. That's the beauty of the podcast format. I'm not beholden to anyone. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want, and I've not wanted to. I've had some stuff going on, which I might get around to talking about when I've figured out how to do that. But anyway, we're here. We're back. I was out last night. Went to watch a band. Haven't been to see a live band for a while. It's really cool to actually be in the crowd for a change and get to enjoy it. Local, well, not local, but a Kiwi band called Dolphin Friendly. And yeah, they were decent. Really nice sound. Had a bit of style, you know, a good bit of swagger about them as well. So yeah, that was good. I think we're playing a gig with them in the new year, so that'll be really cool. I also got to catch up with a lot of people I haven't seen for a while, and everyone had something to say about the podcast. Most of it was good. Always nice to hear the feedback. So don't be afraid to, you know, hit me up and let me know what you think, good or bad. It's all helpful. Unless you're just gonna just slag it off, in which case, like you know, shut up, innit? A few people have told me they listen to this when they're going to sleep at night, which is like unusual for me. I can't imagine anyone would want to hear this voice. The last thing you want to hear at the end of a day is me like, Mrr. But nah, thanks everyone who's listening and that. But this week I've had the radio on at work a lot. I feel like tradies are really one of the main groups who listen to the radio all day, every day. I think you sort of older people, your grandmas, they have the radio on, a bit of Radio 4 or a bit of like Magic or something like that. But who's listening to the radio, really? Do people listen to it at work? I imagine if you work in a shop or something, maybe you'd have the radio on, but they usually have select playlists for a lot of shops. But on the building site, it's cranked all day. And it's only when I really started paying attention to what a lot of them are saying, it's an absolute load of shite. Half of it doesn't even make sense. It's camouflaged as like a love song or, you know, some sort of like crazy, I'm crazy party anthem. But when you actually listen to what they're saying, it's weird, if anything. I haven't got too many examples, but off the top of my head, the big one for me, in fact, I'll tell you one that I keep hearing that's driving me mental, is there's a band 660. I'm presuming everybody knows 660. They got a new song. I'm not sure what the actual song's called, but the first line is I can't remember the actual first line now, but it's something. Breakfast is in bed. The things I would do. Breakfasts. I'm sorry. What? I need to find out the first line. It's something like dealing with my head. Breakfast is in bed. What is breakfasts? Do you mean breakfasts? Breakfasts in bed. That makes perfect sense. Just say that. Breakfasts. That's every time I hear it, I'm just sort of like, how have you not realised that's not a real word? And I don't know. The more I hear it, it's sort of getting on my nerves more and more. I'm gonna just try and pull up the lyrics here on the computer. It's hard though when you don't know what the song's called. But it's one of those things. It gets overlooked. I think a lot of song lyrics. People just sing along, and that's it. They just don't really take into account what people are actually saying. But anyway, I can't find it. I'm just waffling. So that's example number one. The big one for me is the El Clasico tune, Backstreet Boys. As Long As You Love Me. Now, you know, it's a timeless banger. We can all agree on that. Backstreet Boys. I don't know how old that tune is, but it's got to be coming on 20 years now. And the lyrics are meant to be put out as a sort of, you know, it's meant to be a sort of love song. You know the one. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you love me. Now, I get the sentiment there. He's basically trying to say, I don't care. I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care. Where are you from? Irrelevant. I'm not bothered. It's you I'm interested in, you know. All this external factors, I'm not interested in the past. But the bit that gets me is once he said that, I don't know. No, what's he say? I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you love me. Surely it should be, I will always love you. Not as long as you love me. That to me denotes this guy who's like really lonely, a bit pathetic, and he's just like, somebody love me, anybody. I don't care who they are. I don't care. As long as they love me. I need someone to love me. You know what I mean? I know what he's trying to say. I don't care where you're from. I still love you. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying as long as you love me. As long as somebody loves me. I don't care. I don't even care who you are. Like it could be Trev the truck driver. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are or where you're from. Trevor the truck driver from North Yorkshire who once murdered a prostitute at a truck stop. Hey, I still love you though. I love you. I've murdered a couple prozzies in the truck stop. I'm divorced from my wife. I'm willing to try homosexuality, and I love you. And then the Backstreet Boys are just like, yep, I don't care about all that, Trev. I don't care about the murders. I don't care about that you're a man. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. But as long as you love me, I'm in. It's a completely backward song. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, though? So that's just one. We've also got Bruno Mars. I hear this one on the radio a fair bit too. When he's like, it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. Again, first glance, you're like, oh, how spontaneous, how romantic. But if you just, think about what he's actually saying, It's a beautiful night. Okay, it's a beautiful night. That's fine. I'm looking for something dumb to do. Something dumb. He don't even think it's a good idea. He just wants to do this for a laugh. I'm looking for something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry you. I think I want to marry you. Not even sure. He's basically saying, look, we're having a good time. I'm not really that sure, but I think it would be well stupid if we got married. Let's do it. Bruno, sort your life out. What's he talking about? I'm going to just marry you because it's a stupid idea. And I'm not even sure about it. I just think it's a good idea. Leave it. Weird, man. And people just don't even... Like, I've only really just started clocking onto it the more I'm paying attention to it. What else have we got? I'm not even sure who sings this song, but I remember laughing about this with Lars. He's like, I'll put my hands up in the air sometime, saying, ayo, gotta let go. I think that's the lyrics. But he's like, he definitely says that. I put my hands up in the air sometimes and say, ayo. So, like, imagine that. Imagine that. Ayo, baby, let's go. You're like, you're in a restaurant. You've just finished your meal. You're thinking, hey, this guy's pretty flash. He's a pop star. He's got a bit of cash. He's took me out for a nice meal. I've had a prawn cocktail. He's paid for my dessert. Lovely evening. Get the check. Pay the check. He's taking care of that. You're thinking, okay, this guy, he's potential for a second date, this guy. Okay. And then out of nowhere, he just throws both his arms up in the air and goes, hey, yo, let's go. You'd be like, I might just call it an early night, I think. He's just sat in the restaurant with both his arms up in the air going, hey, yo. Who sings that? I don't know. He sounds like a proper dope, though, whoever he is. Which brings me on to maybe the king of the stupid lyric. The one, the only, Jason Derulo. Firstly, any man who sings his name all the time. Craig David, I'm looking at you. Fat Man Scoop as well. He's another one for just yelling his own name all the time. DJ Khaled, everyone's mad for it. But he's got a tune with I'm presuming the tune's called something to do with trumpets. He says, every time you get undressed, I hear symphonies in my head. Now, Jason, calm down, mate. Again, I get the vibe. I get the sentiment. He's basically saying, you're so incredible without any clothes on, you know. But every time she gets undressed, you're hearing symphonies in your head. So, like, you know, she gets in from work. She had a hard day. She's looking tired, stressed out. She comes home, just whips off the work clothes, ready to put the pajamas on, and he just hears every time, every single time. She's like, oh, I'm just going to have a dip in the swimming pool. Takes the towel off. Just chill out. It's like I imagine him being like some real nerdy computer geek guy. Like, imagine you're a typical Hollywood movie geek, Michael Cera type never seen a naked woman before. Just purely the idea that she's taken some clothes off, and he's got an orchestra going off in his head every single time. Is that? Oh my god! Is that someone's kneecap? Do 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 do. Oh man, he's got some belters as well. He's got another tune about. I mean, he's just done that horrendous TikTok song, awful tune. But he's got one about getting. I don't even. The tune's basically about him knowing what women want and how he's got women all over the world. You know the one. I got lipstick stamps on my passport. I think I need a new one. You don't need a new passport if you've just got lipstick on it. Just wipe the lipstick off, Jace. Not a bother. Little bit of just a little bit of Jif on a light sponge, not too damp. You don't want to wreck the pages. Just on a damp cloth. Just wipe it straight off, man. You ain't got to go for the rigmarole of applying for a whole new passport. That same tune, he's like, I've been round the world, I don't speak the language, but your booty don't need explaining. What does that mean? So what, he's just going up to girls in different countries, can't say hello, bonjour, konnichiwa, guten tag, ni hao. Can't do none of that. He's like, I can't speak the language. But that bum, that don't need explaining. Who was going to explain it to you anyway? And like, if you need to explain it to someone, that's fine. But the person who's got the arse already knows because it's theirs. You haven't got to explain it to them. And if you've got to tell it to someone else, you can be telling your mates they speak your language. What are you talking about, Jason? And then he just was in that movie Cats. He's got a lot of explaining to do, old Jason Derulo. I haven't. Oh, one more actually. Old mate Macklemore. We put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. What are you on about? Why is the ceiling's not holding you up anyway? The floor's holding you up. All you're doing by putting your hands up is supporting whoever's upstairs. Unless they're like horrendously obese, I don't think we can have a problem. You know, structurally speaking, I think the building can probably take that. I'll be more concerned with the floor that you're having this party on. Put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. The ceiling isn't holding you. I don't know. Maybe that's just the inner builder in me. But again, Macklemore, you've gone all arse about face on this one. You don't know what you're up to. But yes, pop songs, man. I'm not, and I don't even count the ones that are like deliberately weird. I Am the Walrus. You know, I'm blue dabba dee dabba die. You know, whatever. If you're just going to be out there weird, then more power to you. That's fine. It's when people are trying to get a message across, and you just think of it because the tune's got that vibe, but they're nowhere close, man. Like Akon. I just thought of this one. Akon. He did a tune a while back. I think it was with David Guetta. Man, listen to me with my mad knowledge of the pop music scene. I know a lot of you are thinking, Alex, look, we know you're well versed in the world of heavy metal, grime, garage. But yeah, I got some pop knowledge. I listen to the radio regular. But Akon, yeah, he did that song, and he was like, how's it go? I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. How are you going to do that, Akon? You don't want to be disrespectful. How are you going to describe how beautiful this girl is? And he settled on, damn, you a sexy bitch. Damn, girl. Oh, yeah. You've surpassed yourself there, Akon. You melt. Not the most disrespectful, but it's not an achievement, is it? Sexy bitch. You know, God love him for trying. He had a go. He had the intention. He wanted to describe her without being disrespectful. Ended up with sexy bitch. I mean, she might be happy with that. And we don't know the full story. She might be a bitch. She might be awful. We don't know. But I'm guessing Akon's just done an awful job of writing a song. Yeah, I think that's the more likely of the two. I also just thought of another one. The Killers. You know, when old mate says, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. There's no need for the but. He's saying all soldiers have to have soul, or they don't have to have soul, whatever he's saying there. I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Oh yeah, so that's like saying, he's sort of implying every soldier has got a soul. But, so what, people who aren't soldiers don't have souls? Gingers have souls. Does anyone else remember that? Gingers have souls too. But there's no need for that, but, you know, it's like, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I've got bowls, but I'm not a bowler. You know? I've got bowls, but I'm not a boulder. It's the same level as accuracy as the song lyrics. Just leave out the but, you know? I've got soul. Oh, by the way, I'm also not a soldier. Two separate statements there. Not mutually exclusive. I don't know. I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this, to be honest. I'm just chatting away. But, also, I'm just like completely flip reversing it here. Flip the script. Thanks to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. I had a great time. Another year older, another year wiser. Body feels like it's falling to pieces. I don't know if it's just due to age or my job or just my general lack of not maintaining it, or probably all three. But I'm definitely finding myself making all sorts of noises when I stand up and sit down, and you know that one when you sit down you go oof, and when you get back up again you go things are creaking, things are squeaking, things are cracking. So maybe I'll start saying that when someone's like, hey man, what's cracking? So my knees, actually, most of the time. We had a trip away we went to another ski field, and while we were up there we visited some hot pools, and this was like, we were trying to find like an Airbnb, and there was a fascination with it having a hot tub, or a spa pool as they call it over here, a jacuzzi. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy a nice relax in a nice bubbling hot tub with my aching muscles. It's a dream. But I just couldn't understand the fascination with it like being such a high requirement. If there was just like 4 or 5 people going, maybe. But there was 15 of us going. And we rented a big house. And I was like, we're not all going to be able to get in it. We're going to have to rotate it. It's going to be weird. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind it. But with people I don't know that well, you're basically just having a bath with your mates, is what you're doing. I'd rather just have a bath on my own. Why do I want to be, like, rubbing legs against my mates? All just sitting there with our tops off. I don't know, man. There's something just I couldn't... Like I say, I like a hot pool, don't get me wrong. I just don't understand why it was so high on the list of priorities. I'm not going to enjoy myself unless I get to see all my friends in their swim gear. Trying to just like relax. I've got some hairy toes floating up in front of me. And then the boys would get in and there'd be chest hair everywhere as well. Maybe I'm just insecure about my own body. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But we ended up going to like a public hot pool. It's like a kind of set out like a sort of tropical garden. There's all these different hot pools. Big ones, sort of like talking like 10-15 meters square. But there's all like fake rocks and palm trees. And there's all different pools and they're all different temperatures. And it was cool, it was good. But there's like it's a bit of a tourist hotspot. And obviously being that the country's borders are still closed, no one's got anywhere else to go to holiday except within the country. So it was quite busy. A lot of families in there. Everyone's just laying, relaxing. And then we show up 2 days into a 3-day bender. 15 of us just piled into the pool. Ooh, there was a few glances. We got a few glances, I'll admit. Phil was trying to drown himself because he was so bored. He was laying face down in the water. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it there. I don't want to force myself to just talk for the sake of it. Thanks for tuning in, guys, once again. And hey, stay safe out there, guys, yeah? Stay safe. Thanks to everyone listening. Don't forget to like tell your mates, repost it, or don't, up to you. Not too bothered, but it would be nice. Anyone who's listening to this as they're falling asleep, good night. If you're listening to it in the morning, good morning. And I'll chat to you whenever I next feel like it, yeah? Because you can't tell me what to do, mate. Alright, until next time. Sayonara.